It's weird. Maybe because I don't know. Oops, now we're feeding back again.
Yeah, the Zoom will be connected and when they reconnect, it'll blow your sharing line.
Okay, now we're all good. Hooray. But there's terrible feedback. I'm going to.
Okay, that's good. Connected.
Lita, we're all good and your internet looks good now.
You know, that happens. That always happens. That's
There we go.
Ah, okay, great. I'm going to take this guy out of here. Okay, are you hearing me? But I can't hear you except through the phone. Is that normal? Oh, okay. All right. No, I just didn't want to have like horrible feedback, but it seems like it's okay. So.
Okay. Hang on 1 second.
Mhm.
Yeah. So during the show, we shouldn't need to communicate. It'll just be like in the beginning to set up.
Mhm.
So we can do it this way, and then afterwards, if you need to turn off the phone, you can.
Okay.
Sorry, I'm hearing myself in the headphones, and it's throwing me off.
Okay.
Okay.
How's the camera now as far as the angle? It's kind of moving around a little bit, but I'm trying to angle it a little down.
I think how you had it before was better.
Okay. Like that.
You're just touching a little bit of the side of the room. There you go.
Okay. All right.
Just like that.
Great.
Okay. So what we're going to do now is, okay, Deborah's going to come back, and we're going to run a cue to cue. So that means oh, sorry, Deborah has to test her teleprompter for a minute.
Okay.
So
Oh, that's okay. Yeah, no, that's fine. That's fine. I am available. So are we going to actually run through all of the talking points? Got it. Okay. Right. Great. Thank you. I'll be standing by.
Yeah.
Yeah, really for me. A lot. Thank you for saying for John. Wasn't he great? He wrote the spoken word poem especially for tonight's night. Was he is a local artist with anyone from one of our newest chapters?
Our son would finish his school and then he's got a monitor, computer, so he's got programs, he's got YouTube, he's got a class going on in the back.
Yeah, the whole setup.
And he's multitasking because of him so slow.
Wow.
And so you guys need to monitor and make sure he's not on the computer.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
is he getting his work done? And she's like, oh yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
And so,
That's how my little one gets super frustrated too. She's like, they give them an assignment. She's like, I'm done.
And then like then other kids are teaching their a lot forward, they have to explain it, and teachers getting super frustrated.
Oh, yeah, I know. Let's see. I have that in my class.
Thank you, Jose Cordon. Wasn't he great? He wrote the spoken word poem especially for tonight. Jose is a local artist from Antioch and one of our newest staff members. Good evening and welcome from all of us at Monument Impact to our Stronger Together live gala. I'm Deborah Ballinger, Executive Director at Monument Impact. I want to start off by thanking our sponsors and donors who sustain Monument Impact during these truly unprecedented times. We've also given so generously to our Monument Relief Fund, making it the largest unadopted fund in country cost. We hope tonight's program will inspire you to join with us to invest in the safety and well-being of our immigrant and refugee community. Tonight's event is an example of the new ecosystem we are all facing, moving everything online. Yet the foundation of Monument Impact's work is about relationships and trust. So while online is doing stuff,
Yeah, let's stop.
We're gonna mic you.
So we're gonna mic you just to test sound, and then what I want to do is Deborah, is just do a cue to cue, so running from the beginning and the ending of things.
but I don't know how to do that without standing and scrolling. So let's say you want I can start from the top. Let me see what the bottom is.
I mean, we can take time in between
on
of
the
them.
side, and then it's the bottom.
And then that shouldn't hopefully not take that long because there's not that many. And then we'll do a full run through, just as if, except for without Jose's part, obviously. Oh. That's my job.
I don't know if you want to just do it on the outside. For
Yeah.
So, I don't know what that's going to look like for us. Yeah, just go down the back.
We can go down back, or just depending on how strong it is, we can
Yeah, it's pretty.
get the. So it's for today was this.
We'll tape it on there.
Yeah, we can do it.
Go back to your theater day. I'm sure you have
Yeah.
the tape before.
Yeah. Like a quick change. Which is the big dipper.
Right.
You want to put it down the back?
Well, I was thinking we could just run it in the.
This is one, and put it to my
Yeah, or do you want it? Why don't we run it on your job? I'll bring it
We started a tradition. We have to
So it's such a good feeling, isn't it?
What? What? Because I've overindulged shit too many times. in my life.
So champagne is martinis.
Everything. Like me and Jose were real good friends in college for a while. And,
It's martinis, and it's not it's Mare Martinez, by the way.
Martinez?
Oh, yes.
Okay, Lita, are you still around?
I am around. I'm just, I can hear myself. I am just making a couple.
Goes back to Suzanne.
Okay.
His wife, currently.
She just needs a minute, and then we'll be ready to go.
Her daughters are in my Girl Scout troop, so when they started dating, the girls were in junior high. They kind of get out of it. So we decided to disband the troop, and they raised so much money and always did so much volunteering versus like spending the money. That they wouldn't go on an activity; they would volunteer. So they had all this money from cookie sales. So we decided we were going to disband the group. And, so we rented a house in Capitola. And the truth was mostly girls who had dual households, including Kylie. So anything we did, it was always very family oriented. It was either mom or dad. It will come to everything. Because, you know, if it was that parent's weekend, they didn't, you know, you don't want to lose that time. So it was always very family. So we rented that house in Capitola. And there was a lot of people because it was the parents or the mom or the dad, whoever weekend it was that fell on. And so there's Rob making martinis. There's Angela. Angela didn't do very well on the martinis. It was not a good ride home over the mountain. It wasn't a good ride home over the mountain the next day, or even the day after. It was not a good day. I've never drank a martini, and that was probably, oh gosh, no, probably 24 today. So 9 years ago, 10 years ago, I don't know. I never drank another one. Every once in a while, Rob will remind me.
I have like a list of like 30 things.
Things you won't drink ever again. Champagne's one of them.
I won't drink. I don't like drinking coffee.
Oh, you know, okay. Not tomorrow then. What do you like?
Martinis. Wine is always good.
You like red or white?
White.
So Chardonnay or rosé girl or rosé? You just like wine.
That's how I am. I like everything.
No, my husband is really cannot cook this shit.
Oh,
So he makes great and that and other drinks.
Oh my God, I
And
love
finally
it.
said, you know, we need like some sweet glasses. These are just, yeah. And so I did a final so
did you?
I sit down day in and day out in front of this computer.
I'll hold on, my butt just hurts now. I mean, it's just, I don't know what it, well, because we were busy Saturday, but even Sunday, I mean, I put in my time clocks, I put in 8 hours on Sunday.
I see you moving into frame, Lita.
That hurts.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Did you get any of this training?
Kayla?
Yeah.
Yeah, she was with me Saturday night for St. Raphael.
So she
Okay.
works on the events and then like.
So can I'm sorry.
That's okay.
So, so how we're going to do this is we're just going to roll from, you know, cue to cue from when everything changes. Unfortunately, with my system, I have no way to like skip ahead in a video. So on some of these, we can kind of discuss whether or not we feel like we need to see the end of the video. Most of them, especially like the ones that we did, it's pretty clear. There's a closing slide and then it ends. But the one I thought would be worth it for sure to check is Jose's poem, because it really just kind of ends. So we'll start with that one. And
Or I can actually just get.
you have time though, Deborah, because you do your welcome and then Lita and then Jose. You have plenty of time to do all that. So right now, just so you know, Deborah, the last thing Jose says is something, piece of the pie, especially those who journey here at the risk of losing their lives. At the risk of losing their lives. So I'm going to go ahead and just play that whole video so you have a sense of where it comes in, and then it's going to go right to you and you start, and then, you know, then we'll stop and we'll go to the next one. Okay, guys?
Hey, Deborah, can you wait for me for a second?
Oh, it's spinning. You're spinning. No, not you. We were trying to see how long the lag was. If you refresh your stream, are you on the Xfinity Wi-Fi?
Wi-Fi.
And money is gift.
Do you wanna, we got the hardware back up. You wanna plug into that?
All right, are you now
Okay.
going the way?
Yes, you have to use it.
Okay, sorry, we were checking live time. Okay, ready? Here we go. Video time.
Life is full of risks,
Sorry, that's
and few know that more than
Turn it
immigrants.
down.
Living here alone or with their kids,
I don't
the
know how
ultimate
to turn it
objective is
down.
to improve the conditions in which they live. That's why they hustle daily, and God forbid ICE agents hit and then make collateral out of the witnesses. So with protection scarce and limited, they go out to make $1 out of 15 cents. And even with no money on extracurriculars spent, they barely have enough for their groceries and rent. A series of unfortunate, calmly lived events. But their dreams can't be killed, and their will won't be bent. A genuine entrepreneurial spirit that is often met with hypocritical laments and both unwitting and intentional contempt. A testimony to the fact that some people who rave and rant that are discontent are actually complacent and feel a direct threat by the commitment to life, liberty, and the pursuit of happiness that immigrants reflect. And they're probably ignorant to how our country's foreign influence and those immigrants connect. But regardless and nevertheless, from agriculture to taxes that fund Social Security and Medicaid, Americans reap the benefits of immigrant labor, both with and without documents. And look at all the good that DACA did. But I know the focus of 2020 is evident and obvious. A virus that shut down the world like California summer power outages, adding fuel to pre-existing inequalities, exasperating socioeconomic disadvantages. Yes, we have the answer to this. But it's going to take more than generosity and being compassionate. And while I can't say that I fully know what the answer is, I do know that indifference and inaction can be cancerous. But where to start? Perhaps by acknowledging that being essential and illegal is a nasty paradox that leaves people in a box full of anxiety and fear, rejecting medical attention for fear of opportunities being lost. But with our workforce getting older, immigrant labor might be one of the few hopes that we got to keep America moving forward with limited rough spots. You see, the immigrant spirit is American. You can't tell me otherwise. And anyone who works for the American dream deserves a piece of the pie, especially those who journey here at the risk of losing their lives.
Thank you, Jose Cordon. He wrote the spoken word poem especially for tonight. Jose is a local artist from Antioch and one of our newest staff members. I'm excited to introduce to you our Healthy Community Coordinator.
Oh, sorry, I didn't realize you were skipping forward.
Oh, did you want me to? I'm sorry, I thought you wanted to.
Yes, no, I did. I just wasn't ready. Hang on. Okay. Do you think I want UHD capture? It's, here, my options are internal Zoom audio device or UHD capture.
Change your title tonight, let her know tomorrow. It's different. Hey, HR department, by the way, I decided.
You know what?
What if you switched it?
Let me check in my system.
I said to you before, I'm excited to introduce you to Pizza Hernandez, our Healthy Community Coordinator.
Hang on. Can you talk again?
I'm excited to introduce you to Lupita Hernandez, our Healthy Community Coordinator.
One more. Keep going.
That's it.
No.
That's the cue for the film. An ideal for relationship building in this space. But please know how grateful we are to have you join us. We hope you're inspired with the information during this event.
I can't hear you.
There was a problem with the audio because it's in a loop and now it just changed.
Try refreshing.
But it's, when you talk, you are the loudest person on the street.
Okay, so
During that video, I could hear all of your conversation. They go on the video.
Good evening and welcome to Stronger Together Live. I'm Lupita Hernandez and I'm the Healthy Community Coordinator here at Monument Impact. Here at Monument Impact, we believe that for a community to be truly healthy, residents must have access to safe, affordable, and healthy homes, employment that provides a living wage, physical activity, transportation, and good nutrition, as well as quality health care, child care, education, and strong social connections. While our in-person services have been placed on hold at the moment, we transitioned our core programs to a virtual platform and continue to be available for the well-being of our community members, many of whom work low-wage or temporary jobs and don't have access to things like unemployment, sick leave, or the ability to work remotely from home during this pandemic. We understand how hard it is for the community members we serve to continue to shelter in place and social distance while having to work and still pay rent.
Can you hear me, Lita?
I can.
Did you want to see the end of the page or
I've seen it. I have a link to it, so there's no need for it.
okay? So we'll do that one. So you track our class, purchase sensor, and you are for the first
I'm sorry, I couldn't hear the last part of what you said.
So after everything with Jose, you're going to be you to put in new stuff.
Right. Okay. So yeah, I'm skipping the Q&A, and then this is where I wrap up the Q&A, and I thank Jose. If you want to skip through that, and then here's the cue for Deuce Eclipse. And now we're going to keep this party going with music from an amazing artist from right here in the East Bay, Deuce Eclipse. He has roots right here in the beating heart of Concord, and he has an incredible sound. So just make sure that you have some room to get up and move around, because you might find when the music starts playing, you're going to want to get down. So let's give it up for Deuce Eclipse.
Ever wonder where you're going after this? Do you think about the people that you miss? Does every kiss feel like your first kiss? Do you live like you're a pawn for the rich? Are we thinking about the next generation? Or is your head low phone fascination? Many people getting lost in application. Take away your freedom, but we give it to our nation. Is anybody thinking what the next level is?
All right, there, okay. That's better.
Sí, yo perdí mi trabajo en esta pandemia 2020 en marzo debido a que cerraron tiendas.
As a single mother during this pandemic, it's hard for me to provide all the needs for my family, such as rent, food, utilities, and also having our kids attending school from home.
In March of this year, we became painfully aware that many of our community members had already lost their jobs, even before shelter in place was formalized. At that point, we decided to start the Monument Relief Fund. We did our research and due diligence about how to do that. And we created sort of a modest goal of $60,000, which we exceeded in the first 2 weeks.
Can you just give me my lead-in for the harmony video?
Yes, but I just wanted to point out, when Deborah is speaking, I can't hear what she's saying. It's just a repetitive sound, like do, 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 do. So I don't know if that's, I don't know what that is. I couldn't understand. I'm sorry.
Sorry, you're seeing that in your rehearsal thing?
Well, in live studio, where the audio is playing for the program, Deborah's audio is not working. It's just a repetitive sound. Yeah, there's the sound again. Yeah, it's like.
What about now?
That's better.
Deborah, can you talk?
Yes, thank you, Jose Antonio Vargas, do some clips, blah, 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 blah. Slutsky, responses, and all the guests for giving so generously.
I know, but we can hear her, and it's not a repeat thing, so we're going to use that right now, and then we're going to have to figure it out tomorrow. Okay, so then we see, I'm sorry, so can we go back to Lita? Thank you for your patience, guys. So we're going to go back to Lita, and Lita, can you give me my cue for Harmony?
Yes. And now it's my pleasure to introduce Harmony Hayes, Vice President of Operations for Grant Makers Concerned for Immigrants and Refugees, one of our key partners in bringing essential aid to our community members who encounter so many roadblocks in getting assistance through other means. Let's hear from Harmony why they are supporting and investing in our Monument Relief Fund.
Hello, my name is Harmony Karp Hayes, and I work for Grant Makers Concerned with Immigrants and Refugees, GSIR. In response to the COVID-19 pandemic, our organization created the California Immigrant Resilience Fund and worked with funders and donors to raise $50 million to support cash assistance to undocumented residents that were left out of the federal stimulus aid. We knew that over 2 million undocumented Californians were not going to receive this critical government support, despite paying more than $7 billion in local, state, and federal taxes annually. As many of you already know, undocumented immigrants are concentrated in low-wage sectors hardest hit by this pandemic. From caregiving and hospitality to food service, agriculture, and day labor, they are more vulnerable to COVID-19, have lost their jobs, or are seeing reduced hours, and in many cases have no other means of keeping a roof over their heads or putting food on the table. To reach the most vulnerable community members among us, we partnered with many funds and organizations across the state, and we're thrilled to partner with Monument Impact to get funds out to the residents of the Monument Corridor, Concord, and other parts of Contra Costa County. Monument Impact has been our key partner in the county. We chose to partner with them because we knew they had the closest relationships and the trust of the hardest to reach amongst us. We knew that Monument Impact also had the capacity and the leadership to carry out this critical disbursement of cash assistance to those most impacted by this extreme economic fallout. The Monument Relief Fund is not only providing immediate cash assistance, but also establishes a long-term infrastructure that can be reactivated and quickly mobilized to address future crises and opportunities. We are so proud to partner with Monument Impact and hope you will join us in supporting their outstanding work. As one of our donors said, immigrants are not just essential, they are a part of California's heart and soul. Thank you.
Okay, so then you guys will be doing your closing here.
How's she gonna know when she?
Oh, I was cueing her. I will give her a cue.
So I don't,
Okay.
can I say something?
Yes.
To Lita.
Yep.
So Lita, since they're splitting the screen, maybe you could start by saying, thank you, Jose Antonio Vargas, Ducey Clips, and Jose Cordon. and let me look at what I wrote. I can send this to you, but all of our sponsors and guests who have donated so generously tonight. So I'll send you that. It's just like 2 sentences, and then I'll do the rest of it. Yeah.
Okay.
Okay. And then, so I know Lita can see this split. I don't know if you can show Deborah the split. So we've got 2 options for split. So we can do this one where you're just side by side, or we can also do this.
Right or left.
There you go. There you go. Okay. So then, how are you guys gonna close so that I know it's time to play the last video?
Yeah.
Is Deborah on her mark right now?
As earlier she was a little more. I am on.
So she's.
A little to the side when she splits. So when you're in the split screen, you might want to just smooth yourself a little bit over that way. Yeah.
I wasn't mindful. I got it.
Oh, not you. Yo. Oh, we're moving Deborah. You look great.
Yeah.
Oh, too far.
So maybe we'll put another mark.
Like a second mark.
Yeah, and then we'll remind you.
I'll do it right now.
Right now. Actually, a little, just the
quarter. Yes.
Just the tiny.
Right there.
Yeah, right there. That's perfect. Because now you're in the middle of your screen.
I'll make it like that.
I think we just want to put it after this foot. We'll put it right there. So over the X's. Right up a little bit. Don't be worried.
Can we? The problem is because her light is so bright, and that's why Deborah all of a sudden looks darker. We can see what it looks like. John, can you heat up the lights a little bit on Deborah?
Okay. But even without me, I think she seems a little dark.
Okay.
On her left side, there's like a shadow. I don't know if it's from here that you're never going to know which one shadows.
Can you stand on your mark, Deborah?
I will. Sorry. Send this.
Can you light?
But yeah, Lita's super duper bright. Lita, do you
I can turn this light
dimmer on hers?
Yeah, can you turn yours down just a smidgen?
Yeah. Okay, let me see. Tell me when.
It's probably just reflecting on the white background too.
Mm-hmm. I mean, we're never going to get it to look exactly the same.
I'm not expecting.
Okay, this is as low as it goes, but you know what? Hold on, I can change the kind of the undertone, or what am I trying to say?
They look good though.
Change how yellow it is.
That look perfect.
There. That's the best way.
It's just going to be what it's going to be.
Yeah.
Deborah, can you look up for a second? I mean, it's different cameras, it's different light. I mean, it's just.
Can someone get her standing?
Okay, so I wanted to, since I have you guys here just for a second, can I ask you, so when you and Jose, Lita, are talking, so I was trying to show you, I can have this option, or I can also do this. Another thing I can do when you're doing your Q&A is do this. So like when he's answering a question, I can put you in the corner and then bring you back when you're asking a question.
I really like that last option that you said. So when I'm asking a question, maybe it could be split.
Mm-hmm.
And then when he's talking, you could just minimize me.
Mm-hmm. And then I was saying we have kind of two split screen options, Deborah. So we have this or we have this.
I like that too.
This one here?
What did you pick?
It's the side by side.
Oh, okay.
So you want to use this for the Q&A? Deborah?
Am I on the Q&A?
No, you're not,
Oh,
but I'm just,
For the Q&A,
or this.
no, I like that. I think that would work for you. I think the 5, Deborah, is.
Which one for Q&A?
Both, the same, this one.
This one? Okay.
I think the 5 is when Lita is asking the question. It'll be a split screen and it'll be answering it or just him.
Yeah.
Well, I can either make it just be him, or I can also do this where I keep her
I
on,
like that.
Yeah.
I like that.
but she's just in the corner. Yeah. Okay. Cool.
Okay, Lita, could you hear me?
She can hear you in here.
Lita, I just sent you the opening of this thank you, so it'll be in your cell phone email.
Okay, I am refreshing my mail, so it should be coming up.
Okay.
Okay, guys. So what we can do now is take like a 10 or 15 minute break, and then we'll try a full run through with all of the words and everything. Okay.
Great.
Okay. So let's come back it's 6:36 now. Why don't we come back at 6:50?
Got it.
Okay.
Thank you.
All right. Thanks, Lita.
Welcome.
What's that? I will need that. But hopefully you guys will be like, or do you have a script for the
I
end?
do.
Okay.
I mean, I may change it based on what we hear, but let's go out on a high note tonight with optimism and love with another song from Lucy Cliff.
Okay. With another song from Music.
And that's how we're ending it, right? So, Deborah, maybe we want to close out,
Okay.
everybody.
So let me see if we can figure out what's happening with the audio situation.
Stronger.
Well, I had more above that.
Got it.
But I can definitely.
Yeah. Okay. The only reason I'm saying that is we are auctioneer MC on Saturday night didn't do a super strong closing to say we were closing
Make
and
sure
going
your
to an
audio
artist.
devices
People bought
are available.
and played for like 15 minutes.
So where are you controlling
So yeah,
your
I think
camera?
So I can say good night, everyone. Thanks again.
So-
Let's go out on a high note.
It has to be in your
Oh.
settings.
Okay. So here in these settings,
Uh-huh.
the video input is
Look, internal microphone.
Yeah,
filter.
right, because when I
Yeah.
do the other options are UHD capture, which is when we get that
Or
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 whatever the
Okay,
heck
go
that
to
is.
the next setting.
Yeah, something.
Stereo audio output.
But she did say in her non-intimate that it's been eating like you, but it wasn't, I guess, super like that. It wasn't yet. I'm like, okay.
So we needed this one.
Yeah. No, it was recorded, but people thought.
So, but I don't want to say good night, everyone. Thank you for spending your evening with us. We're going to go out on a high note tonight with optimism and love with another song from Juicy Clips.
Oh my gosh, that's incredible. That's perfect.
Okay.
But I can't hear it in my headphones.
Deborah, can you just go blah, 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 blah?
Blah, 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 blah. We're going out. We're going to have martinis.
Can you broadcast it?
It is broken.
So,
I don't hear it in my headphones.
It's broadcasting.
Mm-hmm.
Deborah, can you say blah, 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 blah?
yes, we're going to go out on a high note tonight with optimism and love with another song from Juicy Clips. Night, everyone.
That's it.
It's working?
Stop it.
I can't hear through my headphones.
Yeah.
Oh, maybe I have to change my book. Because I'm a dumbass.
Wait, let's
No,
it's
no,
too
no, no.
early for that. Let's wait until the pressure gets a little hotter before we start
Insulting
that
ourselves.
As long as you can hear it, that's the important thing. Yay, we figured it out. Okay. This is bad.
I had every confidence that you would.
Because there's no other children.
So the only thing I'm sure everyone's worried about is Jose.
Yeah, you guys have a plan if for some reason
What is
he
the
doesn't show
plan?
up or he doesn't.
Well, I think he'll show up. I just don't know if technology, there's issues.
Who knows? Everything could be wonderful tonight, and then tomorrow.
Yeah, I
Right.
think, so Stephanie, kind of off your timeline, we asked him to make sure he clicked the link by 6:45 tomorrow. Or at 6:45, that's what you said. He could tune in at 6:45. Is that enough time if there's a problem like with Lita? Do you want her to go back and say, can you actually click it at 6:15 or?
What would be ideal is being able to test it tonight, so we know. But so I mean, you're kind of like, because you're playing that balancing act of not bothering him, right, and taking as much this guy's time
if
as
we
you
could
can.
push it up to 6:30, that would give us a good, and even with Lita, it didn't take that long, but then if it's just something of like, oh, your audio is not showing up here, and oh, you have to click on this in here, and that would give us enough time to do that, and then.
Well, are you still
Is
on?
that your computer that's the fans are spinning? Or is it, that's your computer?
Ooh, yeah, that'd be good, huh? Are you still on with Lita? Can you ask her to, or she?
I don't know if she walked away.
Oh, got it.
But
You could have your COVID film.
Lita?
There's wipes there.
Hi,
Use them.
sorry. Hey, we were just talking, I know originally we had chatted about having Jose.
Where'd we put the
Click the link at 6:45 tomorrow for testing.
hand sanitizer?
We're wondering if maybe.
Yeah, we had one in here and one out front.
Just in case we have to troubleshoot a little bit like we did with you tonight.
So,
okay.
when you hear the videos, is the sound
The sound.
super loud?
The sound.
Got it, okay, yeah, and
Carries
that's
into
just,
all of the
I mean,
videos.
again, if there's a problem,
I
we
have
want
to
to
turn
make sure
off
it comes
Yeah,
to
you have to
loud and
make sure.
starts at 7.
But
You turn off the fan. Is that what you have to do?
Yeah. Yeah, there is, and
sound
I
of
know
the
he's
beginning,
used
it
to
was
this,
picking up all
so,
of that right
but still,
I'm talking about the sound of the videos
They
themselves.
were hot.
Super hot. So we might
you know,
have
for
to
him
go
to be
back
walking
and
into stuff and like,
You can't adjust the audio level.
audio control.
That's
Okay, so we'll just let you.
I wasn't sure. I mean,
communicate
Well,
that.
she needs it now that she's been touching
And then I
her.
guess, Deborah, do we?
Yeah, I'm here.
Wait, I'm gonna put you on speaker. So it's Lita. Do we need to, do we wanna figure out what our backup plan is in case something happens and he doesn't? I mean,
What is the? I mean, what? It could be like he's the star of the show. What do we do? Play his TED Talk or something? I mean.
Can I just tell you this? He, yesterday I was promoting it on Twitter, and he liked it and retweeted it. So I was really glad to see, in the tea leaves, like he's all good. So,
Yeah, but so I'm not. Yeah, so I don't know if I'm necessarily. Yeah, so you've been having great communication with them, which kind of made things a lot. I mean, put us
Deborah,
to
can
ease
I
a
ask you
little
another
bit.
question?
Yep.
But I was just like, what if something happens?
So
What if
I had
the
a
internet
couple
goes out?
of.
What do we do? That's really more what the question is going to be.
Since I don't have a script.
I can give. I asked if you wanted me to put the
So
script
that's
in
why
there,
we
and I was
were,
going to, but I didn't get a response. Then you called me and told me I couldn't use a teleprompter.
So we would have
I didn't say you play. I didn't say you play.
I think it's a little late to ask.
But this is the light right now. Is how it's going to be.
Yeah.
So
Okay.
I think
Well,
I don't know
guess
that we
we'll-
need blackout curtain, but anyway.
You and Deborah will be
You got
split
sprinkle
screen,
out curtain.
filling up time, doing something.
I was just gonna.
Oh,
So if you
yeah,
can,
I think in reference
What?
you can give it to me. That would be great.
Yes.
But also, is there any time in there when you would want to have a
Yes.
donate overlay?
Yes.
a lot, he's pretty well versed
So
It would, when would the donation overlay would come?
I mean, we'll all need a similar vote, most likely.
Yeah. Brilliant. Okay.
Let me go back to my file.
You're looking good on camera too, by the way.
Really?
You're looking good.
Oh my gosh, I am like sweating. I'm wearing a dirty sweatshirt. But thank you.
Is she going to be doing as much reading during the thing, Lita?
She needs to do what I'm doing.
Yeah, because
I can give her the.
whatever she's reading, she's got off to the side, so she keeps like turning her head.
I lost her.
So if she is going to be doing any sort of reading, she needs to set it up so it's like what Deborah's doing, so that she's looking at the camera.
Deborah, do you want to? I don't know. I lost her. I don't know if she hung up on me. I hung up on her. She got tired. Her phone died.
She had to go powder her nose.
Her phone could have died because we were unconnected for a while. So Deborah, this app, was it just like a one user thing?
No, yeah, it's one user. She could, yes, it's one user, and but there's a free week, 1 week, 7-day trial, and trust me, I'm canceling it before it goes over. Although it's actually pretty good. Yeah, I'm on the trial. It doesn't expire until the 22nd, so we're safe, okay?
Well, I'm just saying maybe you want to have a conversation with her to download it so that her, notes are a little close.
Adoda miente, a Louis Gangali culture alongside Deuce Eclipse and the Bailando Records. I go, viva la raza, viva la rasta. Adoda miente, escúchame.
Oye, escúchame, te cuento una historia de dos muchachos del estado California. Nosotros somos como dos superhéroes. Y cuando hablo la gente me llaman Beleren. Volando por encima de todos los perdedores. Yo quiero que bailen los ricos y también los pobres. Ya tú sabes, en mi casa todos somos iguales. Y rico en cultura, yo no necesito reales. No me toques, estoy caliente, hijo de puchica. Esta es la nueva ola de la música. Traigo un sonido que nunca has oído hablar. Y tengo un ruido en mi tronque como elefante. Mi sonido número 1 en tu oído, tan profundo. Mira qué chido, soy vagabundo. Este ritmo es el futuro. Mi sonido número 1 en tu oído, tan profundo. Mira qué chido, soy vagabundo. Este ritmo es el futuro.
And the ruler for the dance all of my sound that, and the teacher for the dance all of my sound that. When we a fling the play, my sound that, and we a big heavyweight, my sound that. Who bring the girl them in the party well, my sound that. Hey, look at sexy shorty cause of my sound that. When we a fling the play, my sound that, and we a big heavyweight. When my sound a step up, we no bet up, we a take up, we get up. Funeral 9-night party are set up, and the girl them we love, so a them we a bet up. Dance all night and we wine and sweat up. So tell us sound why say, don't say no shut up. If them do that, well a dead up, and them sound a go wreck up. Tell them say my sound don't play catch up. Send sound why say we not take no back up. Ooh, my sound a the champion. Ooh, I know we don't know for jump and we kill them one by one, musically, physically, ethically. Me I tell you say, ooh, my sound a the champion. Ooh, I know we don't know for jump and we kill them one by one, musically, physically, ethically. Me I tell you say.
Muchacha, quiero que usted mueva el ombligo. Chica salvachucha, yo quiero ser tu guerrero. Y si me sientes, aquí te espero. Yo te doy de comer, llámame el mesero. Mi sonido pesa 1 tonelada. Y los domingos yo bebo mi michelada. Mi música vale su peso en oro. Y tu mano para arriba cuando yo canto el coro. Ahora se ha cumplido con la leyenda en persona. Usted me hace balbuci, mamá chorrona. Soy como un rayo que golpea cuando menos te lo esperas. Y cuando camino mis pies rompen las aceras. Mi sonido número 1 en tu oído, tan profundo. Mira qué chido, soy vagabundo. Este ritmo es el futuro. Mi sonido número 1 en tu oído, tan profundo. Mira qué chido, soy
hygienically, me I tell you say.
Para atrás, para adelante y más. No te pongas fancy, mami, dale gas. Mami, tu cadera me da tembladera. Y ahora en mi corazón no tengo pasa. Te quiero más y más y más. Dale pues, baila mujer. Dime que tu corazón es para mí. Te doy el mundo, soy el segundo. Ese es mi nombre, pero soy el primero. Lengua de cuero, soy el guerrero. El que canta en el grupo Bandata. Yo tengo manos y tu cuerpo me mata.
Boom! All the Jamaican them all a say. Boom! The Ecuador them a shout a say. Boom! Peru say. Boom! Mexico. Boom! And the Colombian them all a say. Boom! And the Nicaragua a shout a say. Boom! Cuba say. Boom! Chile say. Boom! A Honduras to the R say. Boom! A Venezuela a ball a say. Boom! A Argentina a Allah a say. Boom 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 boom. A Paraguay them a cry a say. Boom! A Panama make a law a say. Boom! A Costa Rica them a nika a say. Boom! Bolivia, boom! Belize, boom! A Guatemala a all a say. Boom! A Puerto Rico them a echo a say. Boom! El Salvador one more. Boom! Viva la raza, viva la rasta. Africa say, boom! Europe say, boom! Asia say, India say, Middle East say, North and South America I say, Ethiopia say, Somalia say, Ghana to Gambia Allah oh boom 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 it up.
Hey.
Mind and matter.
Land is life, the water and the leaves keeping us alive. The sun in the sky, hills in the countryside. Nighttime, the moon bringing in the tide. The earth giving thanks for what it provides. Been doing it for centuries by ourselves. Whole Foods trying to put our culture on a shelf. Urban Outfitters taking what my mama wore. Sell it for 20 times what they bought it for. Back bent and I'm knee deep in the mud. Ooh, that's your rice being tainted with my people's blood. Trying to pray, but it ain't enough. All I'm getting is a little rain from above. Little of my baby's love. Look into her dark eyes. See my reflection, it's then that I realize that it's gonna take a fight that I can't sit aside. Hey yo, it's do or die.
I remember as if all this just happened to me today. My, how things change, it blows me away. People see life through my eyes today. My tradition, it will not fade away.
I've been living off the soil, drinking from the river. I can see my reflection, I can't afford a mirror. Talking to the trees and I listen to the wind. They tell me the mysteries where the world gon' be going. Cocoa leaves are green, in America it's snowing. The Indio is deceived so that money keeps flowing. Throw me a disease and my village stops growing. Erase my history but my soul keeps knowing. I know the seasons change when the flower drops a petal. Birds had feathers, now they're all made out of metal. My abuelita told me before we got settled, the land was clean and such a beautiful ghetto. Tradition was rich before the Matrix. Can't stop the switch, now it's guns not sticks. Sandino understood how to fight for his hood so that we be good.
I remember as if all this just happened to me today. My, how things change, it blows me away. People see life through my eyes today. My tradition, it will not fade away.
The earth speaks to me in code. Gotta listen to the wind closely. Gotta stand before the water till the end ghosts me. Swimming in the pain, that emotion knows me. That road to liberation can kinda get lonely. All we want is a piece of this land. I greet the four directions with a piece in my hand. And honor the ancestors with my head to the ground. Open my mouth, the music makes a deafening sound.
I put my foot down, I love the way it feels. I put my root down, it shows me I'm real. Come take a look now, on my knees I kneel. Behind me a crook, he shoots with the steel. I pray to the sun, I sing along the drum. My house made of clay and he's calling it a slum. I fight for a peace high in the mountains, mountains.
I remember as if all this just happened to me today. My, how things change, it blows me away. People see life through my eyes today. My tradition, it will not fade away. People. Este sonido si se pega queda el mundo. Yo no estoy aquí para bromear. En la calle, este rumbo, terremoto, borobo, bomboleo. Manos para arriba, sí, mamá. Para el mundo, el vagabundo. Este sonido si se pega queda el mundo. Yo no estoy aquí para bromear. En la calle, este rumbo, terremoto, borobo, bomboleo. Todo el mundo en la casa, pon tu mano para arriba. Todo el mundo en la casa, pon tu mano para arriba. Todo el mundo en la casa, pon tu mano para arriba. Todo el mundo en la casa, pon tu mano para arriba. ¿Qué pasa? ¿Qué pasa? Todos saben que yo amo mi raza. ¿Qué pasa? ¿Qué pasa? En la after party vamos todos a mi casa. ¿Qué pasa? ¿Qué pasa? Todos saben que yo amo mi raza. ¿Qué pasa? ¿Qué pasa? En la after party vamos todos a mi casa. Todo el mundo en la casa, pon tu mano para arriba. Todo el mundo en la casa, pon tu mano para arriba. Todo el mundo en la casa, pon tu mano para arriba. Todo el mundo en la casa, pon tu mano para arriba. Vamos a bailar, vamos a gozar, vamos a volar así. Vamos a bailar, vamos a gozar, vamos a volar. Los drinks son me y vamos a bailar, vamos a gozar, vamos a volar así. Vamos a bailar, vamos a gozar, vamos a volar. Los drinks son me y si yo soy el Nica poderoso cuando entro en mi party solo quiero ver peace. Vamos a la fiesta porque quiero ver tu cara y yo sé que tú te vas a reír. Y yo soy el fino de los uno, nunca cero el odio de esta canción. Yo te voy a enseñar, esto no se va a acabar, estilo, style, and fashion. Dale, dale pues, dale, dale pues, dale, dale pues, pues. Dale, dale pues, dale, dale pues, dale, dale pues, pues.
Sonido bailando, el vocal de tus eclipses. Pa' toda mi gente en la casa, pa' todo el mundo. All the ladies in the house, all the homies in the house, vintage futuro.
Life is full of risks, and few know that more than immigrants. Living here alone or with their kids, the ultimate objective is to improve the conditions in which they live. That's why they hustle daily, and God forbid ICE agents hit and then make collateral out of the witnesses. So with protection scarce and limited, they go out to make $1 out of 15 cents. And even with no money on extracurriculars spent, they barely have enough for their groceries and rent. A series of unfortunate, calmly lived events. But their dreams can't be killed, and their will won't be bent. A genuine entrepreneurial spirit that is often met with hypocritical laments and both unwitting and intentional contempt. A testimony to the fact that some people who rave and rant that are discontent are actually complacent and feel a direct threat by the commitment to life, liberty, and the pursuit of happiness that immigrants reflect. And they're probably ignorant to how our country's foreign influence and those immigrants connect. But regardless and nevertheless, from agriculture to taxes that fund Social Security and Medicaid, Americans reap the benefits of immigrant labor, both with and without documents. And look at all the good that DACA did. But I know the focus of 2020 is evident and obvious. A virus that shut down the road like California summer power outages, adding fuel to pre-existing inequalities, exasperating socioeconomic disadvantages. Yes, we have to answer this. But it's going to take more than generosity and being compassionate. And while I can't say that I fully know what the answer is, I do know that indifference and inaction can be cancerous. But where to start? Perhaps by acknowledging that being essential and illegal is a nasty paradox that leaves people in a box full of anxiety and fear, rejecting medical attention for fear of opportunities being lost. But with our workforce getting older, immigrant labor might be one of the few hopes that we got to keep America moving forward with limited rough spots. You see, the immigrant spirit is American. You can't tell me otherwise. And anyone who works for the American dream deserves a piece of the pie, especially those who journey here at the risk of losing their lives.
Thank you, Jose Cordon. He wrote the spoken word poem especially for tonight. Jose is a local artist from Antioch, and he's one of our newest staff members. Good evening and welcome from all of us at Monument Impact to our Stronger Together Live Gala. I'm Deborah Ballinger, Executive Director of Monument Impact. Sorry, it just froze. I want to thank our sponsors and donors who sustain Monument Impact during these truly unprecedented times. You've also given so generously to our Monument Relief Fund, making it the largest undocumented fund in Contra Costa County. We hope tonight's program will inspire you to join with us to invest in the safety and well-being of our immigrant and refugee community. Tonight's event is an example of the new ecosystem we are all facing, moving everything online. Yet the foundation of Monument Impact's work is about relationships and trust. So while online is less than ideal for relationship building, it is safe. And please know how grateful we are to have you join us. We hope you're inspired to make a donation during this event, and you can find a donations link in the chat. Now I'm really excited to introduce you to Lupita Hernandez, our Healthy Community Coordinator.
Good evening and welcome to Stronger Together Live. I'm Lupita Hernandez and I'm the Healthy Community Coordinator here at Monument Impact. Here at Monument Impact, we believe that for a community to be truly healthy, residents must have access to safe, affordable, and healthy homes, employment that provides a living wage, physical activity, transportation, and good nutrition, as well as quality health care, child care, education, and strong social connections. While our in-person services have been placed on hold at the moment, we transitioned our core programs to a virtual platform and continue to be available for the well-being of our community members, many of whom work low-wage or temporary jobs and don't have access to things like unemployment, sick leave, or the ability to work remotely from home during this pandemic. We understand how hard it is for the community members we serve to continue to shelter in place and social distance while having to work and still pay rent. Keeping this in mind, we consistently work to build our program structures that best fit our community needs. One core program that transitioned to a virtual platform is Mentes Positivas en Acción. This program is a collaboration with UC San Francisco and John Muir Health. Mentes Positivas en Acción is a program that aims to give Spanish-speaking community members the tools to better manage their stress and depression levels, as well as improve their overall mood. The best part about this program is that it's culturally adapted to the Latino community and is offered completely in Spanish. So without further ado, I would like to share with you Rosalba's story. Rosalba is one of our community members who has benefited from our virtual Healthy Community program. This includes Mentes Positivas en Acción. I invite you to listen to her story. If you feel moved by her words, please consider donating tonight. Your donations can help us continue to support community members just like Rosalba. Thank you.
Nosotros somos Monument Impact.
Y somos Healthy Communities y queremos verte a ti saludable.
Te invitamos a que mantengas una buena salud física y mental.
All of Monument Impact's Healthy Community programs are delivered by our team of trained promotores, health promotores, who also disseminate tools for community members to be active, healthy, and in charge of their well-being.
I'm a single mom. I have 2 kids. I meet Monument Impact because I get computer class, get Zumba class, which one helped me a lot because my life is stressful, so this helped me for stress relief. So when the pandemic started, I stopped working. I was working in restaurant in downtown San Francisco. My kids doesn't go to the school. I need to take care of them, and this is really stressful because no income came to my home. When the pandemic started, I just feeling like, oh my God, that is the end of the world. What is going on? But then, thanks God, Mentes Positivas en Acción called me if I want to get the new virtual class, and I said yes. So that helped me to know I have a support, and I meet new people. I don't feel anymore alone. The programs on Monument Impact help a lot to our community because this resource we don't found another place. So on my personal life, it helped me to move forward. I want to share with the community. It's very good, and we are blessed to have a Monument Impact working for us.
Monument Impact Healthy Communities, creating a stronger and happier community.
Good evening, everyone, and thanks so much for joining us for Stronger Together Live. My name is Lita McCullough-Seletsky, and I'm Monument Impact's Board Secretary. I joined the board last year after wrestling for so long with feelings of anguish over the state of society and, in particular, the treatment of immigrants, refugees, and low-income community members. And I'm so glad I took that step because now those feelings of despair that I had have been replaced by a sense of purpose and meaning and hope. And that video we just saw is such an amazing testament to how crucially important Monument Impact is in the lives of so many community members. And that's why we're here tonight, to keep it going and be able to provide essential services to more people like Rosato. Your contributions make programs like this possible. So if you haven't already done so, please go to the chat now and click the link to make a donation. Every single dollar counts, so please donate what you can. And those of you who pre-registered by 1 p.m. to join us this evening, your name was included in the drawing to receive one of 5 copies of Dear America by our keynote speaker, Jose Antonio Vargas. So if I say your name, please send us an email at info@monumentimpact.org so we can connect with you on delivery. Okay, so our 5 winners are, and now I am so thrilled to introduce our keynote speaker, Jose Antonio Vargas, who is a Pulitzer Prize-winning journalist, Emmy-nominated filmmaker, Tony-nominated producer, and immigrants' rights activist, as well as the author of the best-selling memoir that I just mentioned, Dear America, Notes of an Undocumented Citizen. He is also the founder of the nonprofit media and culture organization Define American, which Fast Company named as one of the world's most innovative companies. So now, let's all please welcome Jose Antonio Vargas.
I don't know what room she's doing.
Appreciate your spending time with us. And I wanted to ask you about something you said in an interview with Trevor Noah back in May. You mentioned in which the author was lamenting the recent travel restrictions due to the pandemic. And you pointed out that undocumented people were already facing travel restrictions, like, for example, with regard to driving in many states. And you said that for undocumented immigrants, social distancing isn't something the pandemic brought about. You said it's our reality. Could you talk more about that? In your memoir, Dear America, which, by the way, everyone watching, it's so riveting and moving. So if you have not read it, you need to get a copy of this book and read it immediately. But Jose, in the book, you discussed how the generosity of strangers helped you in key ways. Could you talk a little bit about the importance of these people that you called strangers who did not remain strangers? And talk about how they helped to shape your journey. And then for those of us who are out there watching and wondering, how can we be good allies to the undocumented immigrants in our communities? What would you say to them? As bleak as things often seem these days, I always feel like I detect a hopeful note in your words and in your message. What is it that gives you hope for our society during these times? Well, thank you so much, Jose, again, for your wisdom and your insights and for spending time with us this evening in support of Monument Impact. And for everyone watching, please be sure to check out Jose's incredible organization, Define American, at www.defineamerican.org. And you also definitely, if you haven't done so, want to read his groundbreaking memoir, Dear America. And now we are going to keep this party going with music from an amazing artist from right here in the Bay Area, Deuce Eclipse. He has roots in the beating heart of Concord and such an incredible sound. So you're going to want to make sure that you have some room around you to get up and dance, because once the music starts, you might need some space to get down. So everybody, let's give it up for Deuce Eclipse.
Ever wonder where you're going after this? Do you think about the people that you miss? Does every kiss feel like your first kiss? Do you live like you're a pawn for the rich? Are we thinking about the next generation? Or is your head low, phone fascination? Many people getting lost in applications. Take away your freedom, but we give it to our nation. Is anybody thinking what the next level is? Some revel in your sorrow, people devilish. Nowadays I ain't knowing what a rebel is, because the Huda always reaching where the metal is. Oh yeah, yeah. There's so many roads that we can take. Here's my hand to hold when your heart aches. Don't let no one control what's real and what's fake. I wanna see your soul pave the way. When was the last time that you peeped the sunset or took an opportunity so that you don't feel regret? Snitching with impunity, you bout to get your chin checked. Many been woke while others steady been slept. Who's to judge? I be walking through the sludge, but one thing that I don't do, I don't rely on a crutch or listen to the news. You know, I think I had enough. The viral viruses are going wild up in the cut. They got us where they want us, so we gotta make a new plan. Look within or we are never gonna understand. Kick it with your fam, get yourself some land. Open up your mind so you ain't doing time. Put it on the line, try and help the blind. Without each other we gon' be another chalk line. On the sidewalk where all of the weeds grow. Under the concrete are the seeds that I sow. Burn it all down, turn it all around. Returning to the crown, the vermin all are drowned. We swerving to the sound, the sermon on the mound is concerning to the clown. So we burn it on down, burn it all down, turn it all around. Returning to the crown, the vermin all are drowned. We swerving to the sound, the sermon on the mound is concerning to the clown. So we burn it on down. Oh yeah, yeah. There's so many roads that we can take. Here's my hand to hold when your heart aches. Don't let no one control what's real and what's fake. I wanna see your soul pave the way. I be led by the stars to find the day. To the dead, our regards, you passed away. Breaking bread with my fam that's in the bay. Brain dead, you won't last, this ain't for play. There's rules to the game, but fools ain't the same. The tools ain't for lames, they drool for the fame. It's cruel to be vain, a mule with the mane. Who will take the blame, the fuel to the flame? Right, right. There's so many roads that we can take. Here's my hand to hold when your heart aches. Don't let no one control what's real and what's fake. I wanna see your soul pave the way. Burn it all down, turn it all around. Returning to the crown, the vermin all are drowned. We swerving to the sound, the sermon on the mound is concerning to the clown. So we burn it on down, burn it all down, turn it all around. Returning to the crown, the vermin all are drowned. We swerving to the sound, the sermon on the mound is concerning to the clown. So we burn it on down. Thank you very much. Like I said, it's been my pleasure.
Thank you so much, Jose Antonio Vargas. We're so grateful that you joined us this evening. And thanks to Deuce Eclipse, a local artist from here in Concord. I hope you all were dancing. Mr. Vargas is a hard act to follow, but I'll try. 2020 will go down as a year of unprecedented change and challenges, making this moment so urgent, especially as we look to the future. COVID-19 has hit the Latinx community hard, putting a spotlight on the racial disparities in healthcare, housing, and services. 44% of all COVID cases diagnosed in our county are in the Latinx community. They also experienced dramatic job losses, destabilizing their already unstable housing. With children at home and attending school online, it takes more food to feed a family these days, an impossible situation when you have no income. Year after year, our immigrant neighbors have had to grapple with immigration policies and systems that marginalize and make them feel unwanted. But, as we heard just now so eloquently from Jose, immigrants are resilient. After all, they come here at great risk with a profound mission to create a better life for their children. So how we respond to this moment makes a difference. At Monument Impact, we see the many ways our immigrant neighbors are responding to this crisis. Like the father with few resources to share, making sure that the single mother in his building has food for her children. We see folks using the time at home to take Monument Impact's online classes to gain new skills, preparing and hoping for a reopening job market. We see demand for our mental health classes, teaching participants how to manage the stress of being out of work and the fear of being evicted. We see our day laborers still going out to work even though there are fewer jobs and the air quality puts their health at risk. Inspired by the resilience in our community, Monument Impact has responded to this moment with action. With the tremendous support of our donors, we launched our Monument Relief Fund in April to provide much-needed financial assistance to our undocumented community. Our community organizers successfully advocated with our allies for eviction moratoriums in Concord, Antioch, Pittsburgh, and the county. Because without a home, you cannot shelter in place, nor can you recover from the devastating and long-term economic impacts of this pandemic. But these moratoriums are expiring soon, so there's more work to be done. Our staff shifted all of our in-person programs online, allowing us to serve more people in spite of the digital divide in low-income communities. Even participants who don't have a computer are attending classes on Zoom on their smartphones. We just launched our 2020 Get Out the Vote campaign focusing on youth. Because when youth vote, they're voting for their families and their neighbors who can't. Although we had to close our offices this year, Monument Impact has served more than 8,000 people in technology and mental health classes, tenants' rights counseling, day labor and immigration services, census outreach, and wellness checks. Our online tenants' rights guide alone has been seen by more than 11,000 people, and we also developed a catalog of over 30 inspirational and fun training videos covering a wide range of topics. And the Monument Relief Fund has provided almost $1 million in financial aid to nearly 1,600 families, benefiting 5,400 men, women, and children. COVID-19 has exposed the fragility of our systems, from housing to healthcare access, from educating our children online to getting back into the workplace, from the urgent need to address racial inequities to breaking the cycle of poverty. The late John Lewis said, "When you see something that is not right, not fair, not just, you have to speak up. You have to say something. You have to do something. It's not fair or just that immigrants and people of color have been left behind. So we at Monument Impact are doing something, just as we have for 19 years. We work with our community members and we respect their leadership. We work with our partners because we cannot impact change alone. We work with you all to ensure we are creating systems that support belonging and prosperity for everyone. I am now really happy to say that we are in this race we're in a race for time. We have to seize this moment to invest in our most important asset, our people. We know we are stronger together, and we cannot rebuild or be ready for the next crisis if we are not in this all together. Thank you so much for being here and for your generous investment in our community. I'd like to introduce you to a few of our Relief Fund recipients. I think what it is I have to stop.
Sí, yo perdí mi trabajo en esta pandemia 2020 en marzo debido a que cerraron la tienda.
As a single mother during this pandemic, it's hard for me to provide all the needs for my family, such as rent, food, utilities, and also having our kids attending school from home.
In March of this year, we became painfully aware that many of our community members had already lost their jobs, even before shelter in place was formalized. At that point, we decided to start the Monument Relief Fund. We did our research and due diligence about how to do that. And we created sort of a modest goal of $60,000, which we exceeded in the first 2 weeks.
En junio empezaron a abrir tiendas, tuve la oportunidad de volver a regresar a trabajar, pero debido a que el papá de mis hijos fue contagiado de COVID y todos nosotros fuimos expuestos al virus, tuve que quedarme en casa, tuvimos que esperar para hacer citas, para ver los resultados de que fueran negativos antes de poder regresar. Y mientras tanto en esto pues ya perdí la oportunidad de regresar a trabajar, tengo que estar esperando todavía a que me llamen, pues es estresante porque no he podido pagar la renta bien, tengo que estar con los biles todavía pendientes, el hacer como para comprar comida, y todo esto me hace sentir pues a veces enojada, molesta conmigo, con toda la situación, y estresada, más que todo, estresada. Estoy aliviada de recibir las ayudas de Monument Relief Fund porque fue fácil de aplicar, fue rápido y todo fue en menos de un mes. Entonces me sentí feliz.
We realized pretty quickly that $60,000 was not going to serve very many people. And we just kept going. And the generosity of our donors allowed us to keep going. We're now at over $1.3 million. We've served nearly 700 community members, and we have a ways to go. The pandemic isn't going away anytime soon, and every month that passes means a family is further and further behind in paying their rent, their bills, buying food for their kids. We can't go back to the way it was. We never will go back to the way that it was because it never was good enough. We've left too many people behind in this pandemic, especially in the Latinx community. Here in Contra Costa, 41% of those who are infected with coronavirus are in the Latinx community. We know their needs are going to continue. We know that we have to help them recover once they are able to go back to work.
The financial support came at the right time. I was struggling with all my bills, and when I received that money, I used the money to make one of my payments, which made me feel more relief. Each person handled this type of crisis differently. In my case, it has taught me to not give up and to work to overcome every obstacle in my life. I'm still taking English classes online, and I got my GED recently, which was one of my biggest goals. I'm still working in more because I have more, but at the moment I just keep my mind positive during all this crisis.
En estos momentos, pues mi futuro es incierto. Ahorita, con todo esto, no sabemos cuándo vamos a regresar a la normalidad. Ahorita no sabemos todavía nada seguro. No sabemos qué va a pasar más adelante. Pues ahorita todavía sigo teniendo mis deudas, todavía no he regresado a trabajar. Espero que ya sea pronto.
Even though we don't know the future, what's going to happen, having organizations like Monument Impact, it's great because they put the seed in you, and that's our job, to be feeding that and get to the point where you feel, okay, I'm improving all my skills, I'm getting better, and never stop.
Wow, that was so powerful. What the Monument Relief Fund has accomplished in such a short period of time is really amazing. And it's serving an absolutely critical role in the community right now for so many people in need, as we just saw. And by the way, that video was filmed back in July. And since then, we have doubled the number of people that we've served. So incredible need, but also Monument Relief Fund really stepping up to fill that need. But of course, that wouldn't be possible without you, our community members, our supporters and allies. And so if you haven't done so already, please click the link in the chat to contribute to Monument Impact. And to those who have already donated, we really appreciate it. And remember that every attendee who donates $100 or more will get a signed copy of Dear America, Notes from an Undocumented Citizen, personally signed by award-winning author Jose Antonio Vargas. And now it is my pleasure to introduce Harmony Hayes, Vice President of Operations for Grant Makers Concerned for Immigrants and Refugees, one of our key partners in bringing essential aid to community members who encounter so many roadblocks and getting assistance through other means. So let's hear from Harmony why they are supporting and investing in our Monument Relief Fund.
Hello, my name is Harmony Karp-Hayes, and I work for Grantmakers Concerned with Immigrants and Refugees, GSIR. In response to the COVID-19 pandemic, our organization created the California Immigrant Resilience Fund and worked with funders and donors to raise $50 million to support cash assistance to undocumented residents that were left out of the federal stimulus aid. We knew that over 2 million undocumented Californians were not going to receive this critical government support, despite paying more than $7 billion in local, state, and federal taxes annually. As many of you already know, undocumented immigrants are concentrated in low-wage sectors hardest hit by this pandemic. From caregiving and hospitality to food service, agriculture, and day laborer, they are more vulnerable to COVID-19, have lost their jobs, or are seeing reduced hours, and in many cases have no other means of keeping a roof over their heads or putting food on the table. To reach the most vulnerable community members among us, we partnered with many funds and organizations across the state, and we're thrilled to partner with Monument Impact to get funds out to the residents of the Monument Corridor, Concord, and other parts of Contra Costa County. Monument Impact has been our key partner in the county. We chose to partner with them because we knew they had the closest relationships and the trust of the hardest to reach amongst us. We knew that Monument Impact also had the capacity and the leadership to carry out this critical disbursement of cash assistance to those most impacted by this extreme economic fallout. The Monument Relief Fund is not only providing immediate cash assistance, but also establishes a long-term infrastructure that can be reactivated and quickly mobilized to address future crises and opportunities. We are so proud to partner with Monument Impact and hope you will join us in supporting their outstanding work. As one of our donors said, immigrants are not just essential, they are a part of California's heart and soul. Thank you.
And thank you, Lita. As we look to the future, let's remember that we can't afford to go back to the way things were with the inequities in health, economic opportunity, and housing. We must rebuild a stronger community together where everyone belongs and no one is left behind. All of us at Monument Impact, including Lita and the rest of our board, our staff, thank you. We're so grateful to you, our community members, promotores, donors, sponsors, allies. Thank you. Good night, everyone. We really appreciate you spending your evening with us. And we're going to leave you tonight on a high note with optimism and love with another song from Deuce Eclipse. Good night.
Everybody is He conocido a tanta gente en mi camino. Ay, 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 ay. Este hombre hace siempre lo que piensa. Ay, 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 ay. Me despierto en la mañana para continuar mi viaje. Memorias y historias de mi vida en el pasaje. Cuando camino es como un terremoto. Lo negativo de la vida yo no acepto. La vida con conexión, eso sí que me complace. Quítate la máscara y también tu maquillaje. Quiero ver tu cara ahí adentro de tus ojos. Vamos a bailar el ritmo de nuestros abuelos. Quiero hablar un rato en la calle como gato. Pagamos en la vida no es barata. La vida es una hermosa lucha, exacto. Óyeme muchacho, el camino es ancho y no hay que vivir como chancho. Cuando miramos no todo es negro y blanco. Respiro para adentro para detener mi llanto. Todo lo que siento. He conocido a tanta gente en mi camino. Ay, 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 ay. Este hombre hace siempre lo que piensa. Ay, 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 ay. Muévanse, no hay reglas. Miren para el cielo. Guayno, bomba, macarena, reggae, cumbia, alta plena, rumba hasta la tumba. Vamos a romper el suelo. Estoy caliente, quiero hielo. La vida de un callejero. Mira todo mundo cómo te sientes, qué pasa. Fuera de la caja donde pienso soy el blasta. Por avión o caro siempre viajo como NASA. Mira por todos lugares necesito agua. Esta vida siempre va a ser pa' nosotros. Como se dice el dice desde todo un poco. Marinero, curandero, alas como eagle. Águila y superstar. He conocido a tanta gente en mi camino. Ay, 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 ay. Este hombre hace siempre lo que piensa. Ay, 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 ay. Everybody in the house, put your hands up. Let's get down to the rhythm in the cut, put your hands up. Everybody feel better right now with your hands up. Shouts out Jazz Mafia. Shouts out Mother Wolf, El Cool Cow. Vintage Futuro coming soon for a while. In the rhythm, in the culture. Hide it from the vulture. Take a picture like mine and Manota. Thank you very much, I'm Deuce Eclipse. Everybody love each other. Let's look in for a minute instead of always looking out. I appreciate y'all. One love. Holla at your boy. I hope to see y'all soon, man. Peace. Yeah.